Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, beloved audience, to one of the last 4 episodes of the first season of Performance Check, The Empire of Blood. Very, very excited, and of course, a little bit somberly thoughtful over the fact that we are reaching the end of the very first arc of the first season. But we still have many, many more games in tow, a couple of very fun ideas. And we figured, since we're going to be posting sessions back to back this week, we're recording once every Wednesday. When we actually post them might not be super consistent. You know us, and you love us in spite of that. But we are recording the last bulk of episodes for this season, one by one by one by one, every Wednesday, every week. Right before a trip that a large amount of us are joining in on. And so with that being said, I would like... I did not prepare this person for this, and so I'm so sorry in advance, darling. But if our lovely, lovely Gorgon Lysandra would like to step out of the boots of the Uridian Oracle and take a quick second in the DM hot seat to tell us whatever you can. Again, I didn't prepare you. I meant to. And then we got busy before the game started. Whatever you can about the second season of Performance Check, which you will be running.
Yay! I will probably just read my introduction thing that I'm going to say on the first episode when we record it.
Yes, please do.
Okay. So next season of Performance Check. Who the hell's Check? Don't know. Next season of Performance Check is going to be through The Looking Glass, a brand new season that some of you will find familiarity in, where fiction, whimsy, and fairy tales all come together united as one. This is a homebrew world of mine and Jester or Boyd's creation, called Ulstea, the world of story, where once upon a time can find their happily ever afters. And we just have to see where our heroes will be and if they'll have that chance to finish their once upon a time. And I will be your ever so anxious storyteller for that season. It will be D&D 5e with a bunch of changes, and all of my the fun thing about Sylvestris, which is the continent that we're taking place on, is there is no Feywild, there is no Shadowfell. It's all melded into one. So the material plane is fucked up. You'll meet a wide array of stars of different various inspirations from different fairy tales through different languages, cultures, what have you, or different takes on stories. And I will definitely tell you that you guys will be meeting Peter Pan and Captain Hook or Killian Jones. You might meet Ursula and Ariel from Little Mermaid. And some of our bad guys might be the famous Jabberwock or Alice Liddell from Alice in Wonderland. Or maybe Maleficent herself, the 13th fairy from Sleeping Beauty. All right, get out of here. That's it.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Abby. So, while this season might be coming to a close in a mere short 4 episodes, I do hope that you will join us for the second season of Performance Check Through the Looking Glass, run by Abby in her fairy tale setting of Sylvestris. But while we could ruminate on a story more rooted in whimsy and folklore, let us instead zoom in on our current story about societal struggles, about the fall of a civilization, about destiny and its terrible role in the lives of people who maybe wanted to live lives that were simpler. And let's get in to episode 16 of The Empire of Blood, The Restless Week. When we last gazed upon the fates of our ill-fated heroes, quite a lot of stuff happened. A downtime session meant to encapsulate the last 4 days that the party spent in the jungles of Turak were met with some unfortunate technical difficulties, meaning we had to very quickly adjust and steer course to get the session back up and running. But a couple of notable events from the last session. In the very morning where we awoke, Heron, newly becoming the champion of the Lord of the Harvest, Sirik, joined Tara in an early morning hunt to chase and slay a dire bear that was summoned as a hunt at the request of Tara by the Lord of Red Harvest, Kalios. Twin in quotation marks, brother to Sirik. Unfortunately, because of the void sludge that the Wraith of Turak leaves behind as she makes her travels, the Void Bear, as it became, was what the party was faced with. It was dispatched with haste, with the assistance of Galatea, Heron, and Tara, and the beast was brought back as a trophy. Although it was deemed inedible because of the void corruption overtaking it. Not that that ended up mattering to Galatea, whose own strange void influence that has been growing ever more potent in the last couple of days ended up giving her a terrifying new possibility. The ability called Devour to consume void flesh and steal powers from the entities that originally held them. And then Heron, during that period, got a message from Empress Leora herself, congratulating Ibis, not Heron, on the success in the mission to hunt down the Wraith, being told by Calliope, who Heron already confided in not the full truth of what happened there, but more or less the fact that the Wraith was not brought low. Calliope told Leora that the mission went well, and Leora confirmed to Heron that once he returned to the Empire and was given a week's salvation, he would be ready to be sustained. Moving on from that, hold on, I'm looking. My notes are messed up. We're unprepared as always over here in my corner of the internet. um, Galatea suggests regarding the sustainment engine, talking with Tierfy and finding a way to damage the very complex mechanism, although I believe that was left for a later conversation. Um, Tara had a conversation with a couple of her various party members, admitting to, until that point, some buried feelings about how she thought about the rest of her party members, with some very mixed results coming from all of the people she gave confessions to. But still, I think, leaving Tara hopeful and putting a very pressing conversation between Tara and Lysandra into the immediate future. Kipariso learns a little bit more about the relic that was bestowed upon him by the goddess of poetry, Eusis, having the quill resonate, pleased with his emotional vulnerability and honesty, and dying out when he becomes defensive or reclusive or starts relying on deceptions to hide his true feelings. Galatea, as mentioned earlier, takes a bite out of the void bear and experiences some of its memories, goes through its death throes as it is slain by its companions, an event that slain by her companions, an event that she was there for and now has both perspectives of, and learned the terrifying ability to emit a void infused roar to incapacitate her foes. A very good ability to use in a pinch, but leading Tara to have a conversation with the god Kalios, who gives her a demonstration of how even the divine, if they do not put it in check, are vulnerable to the influence of the void. And if he, the god of predators and the hunt, can fall under its influence, imagine a mortal that feasts on it too greatly. Now the party is heading back towards the docks, ready to return to the Empire. And before they left, the Wraith of Turak, Vasilia Asmodeus, made one more appearance and offered a gift to the party. Her weapon and helm, more proof of her falsified demise, and a small gift, a mythstone, a magical item that is essentially an enhanced sending stone that can also store messages. And this message in particular, the party was told, is the confession of all of her crimes, which in meta terms will give all of you bonus gold on top of the gold that you will receive for completing, in air quotes, a very dangerous government assignment.
I have a question about that, actually.
I have an answer.
Do you think Tara could leverage not getting the gold for the thing I asked you about?
Yes. Yes, that's very possible. So, now we focus in on the current moment. Standing just outside the docks, as the ferry, once again, very faintly on the side of it, inscribed with the symbol of the Vox Ancilli, pulls up onto shore and is anchored and fastened to the dock and awaiting all of you to come board it. And I know this was a scene that was discussed, and I love it enough that I think I want to go ahead and try to make it happen here. Tearfee. You
Yeah.
notice, as everyone is preparing to board, that Enyo is walking with a little bit of a hobble. And you notice the joints in her prosthetic limbs are stuck in this strange midpoint between being plantigrade and digitigrade from when Enyo had gone into their lycanthropic state earlier during your excursion in the jungle. And another very relevant piece of information. You see that Evander, while still keeping an eye on Enyo, is keeping a larger than usual distance from the magistrate. And Void, I want to ask you really quick, do you think Enyo or Thenyo is fronting right now?
Well, my gut reaction, which is I assume what we want to go off of, is
Uh-huh.
I think it's
You
like
were
fresh
Thenyo
love.
when you woke up this morning.
Yeah.
And you are still confrontational, if that makes a difference.
I mean, not really, but also like, yeah, it just manifests as being very antsy and just being very glad to be off this rock.
Yeah. So I'll say in a little bit more secretive terms, there is a shift in Enyo's typical demeanor.
It's like eyes looking at every corner and like almost trying to rush this very big dog, who is probably like most big dogs and going its own pace.
Yep. Ares moves at the speed Ares wants to move at.
I think she's just trying to, while walking with walking implements, also going like, come on, let's go.
So yes, you do notice those things in particular as you all begin to board the ferry back to the city.
Okay.
Okay.
Tearfee will I guess speed up to walk by Enyo.
Okay.
Sorry, clearing throat. Enyo, do you require any assistance?
I'm not sure how much assistance can be had, but I mean, if you're offering, it might be nice. I don't know, it's been stuck like this and I can't get it to, like, unstuck. So...
Well, if you would like another set of mechanical hands to try and fix it, we had mentioned I did have a standing offer of helping you maintain them. I am selfishly interested in how they work.
Sorry, I've been kind of having weird blackouts in my memory. But I'd love help. It'd be great, I think.
You have my assistance. Would you like any with walking, or are you alright?
I have these, even though they kind of are... I haven't used these in forever. I think there was dust on these when I packed them, actually. Yeah, I'm okay. We can get set up once we're on the boat. I think that'd be nice.
Yes, I'll find someplace workable in the hold.
Fixing machinery on a boat. Sounds great. I appreciate the help. I think being on this island for too long has made me lose it a little bit. More than I already have, I guess.
Yes, being out here is completely insane. I do not blame you.
I miss my lab at home when I didn't have to worry about the woods or being lost, or it looks over at Capriso, being dragged into the woods for hours on end.
I also miss my lab and my wife.
Missing your lab. Is it being a workaholic, or is it just having something to do besides stare at a bunch of trees?
I absolutely have a problem. I work too much. I cannot disagree, but I also cannot stop.
I think Anya looks over at Evander, who I assume is nearby. He can tell you I probably spend way too much time working and not enough time actually taking care of myself.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. He's been kind of weird lately, but I'm just kind of leaving it where it is. But yeah.
Are you two having a breakup?
We're not.
Like
we're
a friend,
not.
like a friend breakup.
No. We're still friends. I think at this point she would like call him over now with like a bit of a like we're still friends, right? You and I, we're pals, buddies.
You see, both of you can give me an insight check on this. You see, like you walk up and say, "We're still friends, right?" And you see his face just sinks.
The most innocent expression on Enya's face. It's like a child has walked up to you.
I can't remember.
It's just guilt. His face is just extreme, like, self-loathing and guilt.
I thought that was just his resting expression.
I think Enya like pauses
yes, but it's
moment,
worse now.
I think she just pauses for a moment and goes, "Well, it's fine. Actually, it's totally fine." And I think she gestures for Tearfree to follow and is rushing as fast as she can with her walking implements onto the boat.
Mm-hmm.
I will
get situated somewhere.
I will take your word for it. I don't remember. Has Tearfree met Venyo?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think the closest she got was the vision that Lysandra described.
Yeah. But no. And it's just gonna get set up somewhere to get away from the awkward situation she created unintentionally. But I think she'd get all her like supplies out and gesture for Tearfree to grab a stool or something.
Yeah.
Anya's not that big. She's like a halfling.
Yeah, you're little. Tearfree would greet the crew of the ferry. I assume it's the same people.
Yes. Same captain, same crew, all loyal members of the Vox Ancilli.
Yeah, alright, so comes up and gives the ferry captain the society handshake, fist bump, or whatever.
Yep.
And asks, "Any news from home?"
One more time? I didn't quite catch it.
Is there any news from home?
You see he looks around, eyes Enyo, who is in Magister's garb, and Evander.
In her own world in a corner.
Still, even then he will say, "Yes, there is news, but not for your present company. You can meet me in my quarters once we start sailing."
Yeah, Turfy takes a second because she had like stopped registering Enyo as like a security threat,
Yep.
and she nods.
Yeah, also,
And
like, because Heron hasn't gotten new armor yet, he is still wearing, like, Silent Sisterhood garbs.
have you like defaced it yet, or something? I thought I remember something about destroying like a symbol on the breastplate or something.
I don't think on the breastplate.
I think even then, at a passing glance, it's still very clearly that kind of garb, so he's, like,
Yeah.
playing it extra safe by being like, you got too many government people with you, we'll talk later.
Yeah, Heron absolutely reads
Dude.
as like one of the Silent Sisters still.
Dude, what are you, a plant? What? OPSEC. OPSEC, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What are you,
so Tearfield will change subject to is there a place in the hold where I might be able to work on my companion's prosthetics?
You see, he will look and say, yes, actually, we have a spare forecastle front, so you're welcome to use that room.
All right.
For those who don't know, this is just nerdy boat facts. The forecastle, or often abbreviated as the forecastle, is the set of cabins in the very front of a ship, below decks, where all of the crewmates go to sleep. And it's like...
That's where you keep all your foxies.
Yeah, it's where you keep all
and
your
their little
foxes.
soxies.
Yeah, in the foxhole. So yes, you're basically given a crew room that isn't being used by anybody.
Gotcha. Okay, Tearfuel will kind of beckon Enyo there and set up her tools.
Anya would also give you like what notes she has. Cause to be fair, what notes she has is probably a small binder just full of scribblings of a mad woman.
Are they like rough blueprints, or are they?
Yeah, there's probably blueprints and like drawings like that to show this does this and whatnot.
See, it's funny, like, from one artificer to another, because, like, somebody who isn't into artifice wouldn't be able to... It's like reading something in programming language, and it's like, some regular idiot who finds this book wouldn't be able to do fuck all with it. But it's like, from one artificer to another, it's like, oh yeah, this is like arcane theorem combined with, like, mechanical properties, and it's being able to, like, read all of that fun stuff.
But yeah, no, there's like illustrations and whatnot in there. Just to break up like the walls of text.
When you say illustrations, I imagine like little smiling Enyo. in like a shitty pencil drawing, becoming big angry monster Enyo.
Listen, yeah, I mean, there's like technical drawings, and then there's like in the margins of the paper, just silly little drawings here and there.
Honestly, iconic. Tiny doodles in the margins, and then actual important like sketches in
somewhere in there, Evander plus Enyo besties forever.
Yeah. Look, he doesn't read the book. It's fine.
Incredible.
But yeah,
I challenge you. I challenge you to find something that man can't be said about.
But yeah, you get the book. Oh. It has, Let's just pop a seat, pop a squat.
So Tearfield would be very interested seeing that there's mechanical notation in here. And initially I was gonna be like, can I copy this? And I remembered Tearfield has an eidetic memory because of one of the
take notes.
One of the talents. I don't need to. She might make notes to transcribe to other people, but like she can just read shit and memorize it. photographic memory
True.
is eidetic.
That's
Okay.
so good.
Perfect.
Honestly, iconic of her.
So that will alleviate any disadvantage you would have normally had from not being the same subclass of artificer that is the one that does all of the like mechanical stuff and like I think it's like battlesmith artificer that like makes a full robot companion and like all that. So
Yeah.
having perfect memory of Enyo's notes normalizes this to a straight roll, which brings up a very important point. Abby.
Yeah.
What's today's number?
Oh yeah, what's today's number?
What's today's number? What's the number of the day?
A number. Interesting. I will pick 14. 1-4.
14. Any roll of a 14 on any die roll today. Abby can change to whatever number she wants. Also, as a reminder, we are at level 6.
Now.
But yeah, we got note stock. And I think she's already messing with it.
Yeah. I think Cheerfy will follow your lead actually and give an assist, I guess, because this is like something you.
Okay. Yeah, Tearfy, having perfect memory of your notes, is able to give you advantage on this. So, without further ado, I'm looking
She wants
for
to. She wants to watch Enyo's hands work as she does routine maintenance on this. If this can also tell her about, what was the name of the Voxan Soleil? Big friends. I keep forgetting.
The big guy?
Atticus.
Atticus. Yeah.
Atticus.
Yeah. If this can tell Tearfy anything about Atticus's prosthesis as well.
Yes, absolutely.
What do I roll, by the way?
You roll on your character sheet. You are going to roll Tinker's tools, and you're going to roll them at advantage because Tearfy is assisting you.
A 27?
Oh yeah.
The assistance was what was needed. That's what I was.
Truthfully, yeah. It's like, because I imagine there's a lot of like synthetic reflexes in order to like make the prosthetics feel as one-to-one with your regular reflexes as they can. So it's like holding them at certain angles or locking them down so like you don't suddenly kick out forward while you're trying to like tighten screws on like the sides of your knee plates or things like that.
There's a point where Tearfy has to take out her little reflex mallet and hit the knee. Gently. Gets kicked in the fucking jaw.
Kicked in the jaw by a metal foot. It's gotta hurt like a bitch. But yes,
Like, what the
it's
fuck was that?
like being able to like properly adjust like pistons in the legs that mimic the pulling and straining of tendons. But with Tearfy's assistance, you are able to be removed out of that like half digitigrade, half plantigrade like foot structure or like leg structure that you were stuck in, and they go back to regular veer-looking feet.
Oh my god, it's just the biggest sigh of relief.
I need the listeners to know the joke that Vic made in the no mic chat.
Instead of advantage, it's advantier
When she helps someone else, you could say it's advantier fee.
Advantier fee. I hate it.
I think I'm funny.
You're so funny.
Thank you.
Your suggestions earlier were very funny.
It's true. It truly was really funny. Okay.
We're one
Um,
thing, it's puns.
So,
that.
Tearfie, and Enyo, with Tearfie's help, your legs are returned to normal, and you're still gonna need your mobility assistance, just because even though it's been super uncomfortable, you've been working with the fucking weird half legs for long enough that you have to be like, oh, this is how plantigrade feet move. I forgot.
I think I think she gets really excited when they're back together, jumps up and probably bumps a bunch of shit off.
Yeah.
It goes to stand up and immediately falls on her ass. Ow. Just pouts on the
That
floor
is
a little bit.
That is exactly how it feels when muscles atrophy.
Yes, that is what I was going for. It's just like, oh, I forgot how all this shit works. Oh boy, my body's not used to this feeling.
Oh god. That first week.
Mm-hmm. Plus, it's kind of funny because we did this by accident, but a lot of the parts that Enyo has to keep her going are parts that, for the most part, you used to have to keep you going.
Yup. That's 100% correct.
Yep, I know. We made a comment about it when I discussed it the first time.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, Enyo had a lot of the same technology. Okay, but it'll take you a while to get used to them, but your regular prosthetic legs are back in working order.
Woo, let's go, baby.
Let's go. So Tearfie, eventually you're gonna go to the captain's quarters to talk about the information you were trying to get on deck earlier. Real quick, before we start doing other boat stuff, Tara, you have the Mythstone.
Yeah, so Tara's gonna get as many people around as will listen.
Okay.
And just kind of be like, hey everyone, do you folks want to listen to what the Wraith had to say?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Perfect. So I'm gonna write the transcript to you, Tearfie or Tara, just so you have it available. But then I am of course going to read it out as her.
Okay, thank you, because dyslexia's
that's okay.
kicking in hard.
That's okay.
I didn't get to say goodbye to my goo girl crush.
I will say, if you want it to work out this way, we can say Enyo and Tearfie came back to the top deck in time to hear Tara read this out.
Damn,
You're telling me that Tearfie gets a slime girlfriend?
I mean, you left the Wraith alive, so she's gonna make more appearances in the future. Okay. So I sent the transcript to Tara. Anybody who wants to be here to hear the Mythstone as it plays this recording, you are welcome to listen to that.
Are we on the boat?
It's
or
on the boat.
preparing- On the boat. Okay. Should I make my seasickness save first to see if I can participate?
Yes. Go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Do I still have any of the anti-seasickness stuff left?
Yes, I will let you make it at advantage.
Okay. Con saving throw.
Just gotta beat a 10.
That's a 6.
Unfortunately, Kip has had to. Yeah, Kip had to go to the lower decks right away. You haven't even left the dock. Kip got on the deck and then went, nope.
Laying
Kip
down,
already
eyes
had-
closed, cold compress.
Kip already had tummy problems from all this honesty bullshit.
Question.
Answer.
Could I maybe use Bless for this save?
Yes. Yes. Roll a d4. I will let you use bless for this.
All right. Are you rolling the d4 or am I?
Galateo will roll it. It has to beat a 4.
Oh,
It has to
me.
meet or it has to beat a 4.
Uh-huh.
And roll.
That's a
Never
1.
mind.
All right.
Okay.
Tell you what,
downstairs he goes.
that extra 1, I will let Kip have enough time to listen to the recording, and then he's got to go below deck.
Okay.
Okay.
Kip can survive long enough, but slowly gets woozier and woozier.
Okay, so Tara takes out the Tara takes out the Mythstone, relays the inscribed message, and you all hear. Here I record a confession of my crimes. I confess my failure to save my home country Helicia from the Void-Sent hordes. I confess my failure to destroy the Eurydian sustainment engine. I confess my failure as a friend to Ambralia Demetrios. Fate conspired to set her against me. Fate drew her to attempt to sustain me. An act of love and regretful devotion to our sisterhood. I confess to the slaying of Ebris Leventis, a friend and observer of Lost Helicia, in response to unwarranted inquiries into my stability and loyalty, which should not have been questioned. I confess to the slaughter of 778 Eurydian soldiers who attempted to invade my home. May the endless night swallow their souls, every last one of them. And I swear to all who meet me in battle, I will cast you into the boundless nothing. As penance for these crimes, I carry this burden, the weight of my guilt and the darkness that it has wrought. There will be no redemption.
Hot.
Tara just kind of looks up at everyone and goes, "If I am to die, I want something like this."
Now,
for like the whole.
I want you all to know, none of you know why yet, but every single person listening to this transcript has just the faintest trickle of blood dripping from one of their nostrils. Everybody.
Great.
Well,
Thanks
that's
for that.
shit.
And that's enough for Kip. Kip is done.
Mm-hmm. Kip is probably gonna go yarf.
Yep.
I know sleep was the trigger.
People are more than welcome to make Arcana checks or history checks to figure out what's
Okay.
going on. 16. Okay.
Am I
Alright,
better?
Tara has a solid 0. in both of
Arcana.
those.
Or history.
Arcana or history. Hey,
Uh,
Abby,
Can I-
you rolled a
so-
13 on your die.
I mean,
Yeah. No, I said 14. 14.
Oh, it's 14. Damn it. Okay.
I'm gonna use an inspiration.
Heron,
That's
you
gonna
can
be
use an
better.
inspiration.
Wait, that's the wrong one. Fuck.
Okay, so take the 17 and add it to whatever you would have. Okay, so 21. I'll let you keep the 22. They pass either way. 11
20,
from
21.
Tierfy. It actually makes sense relative to this why Tierfy wouldn't know about this. Heron and Lysandra. There is a word that was spoken in that recording that kind of hovers in your head for a while. Helicia, which I will post it here. Helicia, and you listen and you think about it, and both of you notice that from the unaffected nostril blood begins to trickle out for only Heron and Lysandra.
Huh.
And both of you remember, having not consciously realized you forgot, that in Izum and some of the surrounding islands, there used to be an entire island called Helicia that is gone. Like, it's not even that, like, it's barren and, like, unpopulated. The entire island no longer exists. And you remember what was said in the recording by Vasilia. I confess my failure to save my home country Helicia from the Void-Sent hordes. But on top of that, just Heron Ambralia Demetrios. Also a name that you now remember and did not realize you forgot. Ambralia was a member of the Silent Sisterhood. A very prodigious, masterful member of the Sisterhood. Basically the second-hand woman to Empress Leora herself. And I have another lore document to read. And Heron, you are the only one who remembers this. But when you were a child, before you had even joined the Sisterhood, while you were still living with your original family, you remember a speech that Ambralia Demetrios, now excommunicated, and you realize an individual who has been modified memoried out of the memory of the entire populace of Eurydia. A speech she gave before renouncing the order of the Sustaining Mother. Let me find that right quick. And so you remember in perfect detail the following speech. Rulers of our noble accord, I, Ambralia Demetrios, hereby wish to address a most disturbing division within our empire. Empress Leora has, in her directive to our people, crafted a crisis which threatens our future survival. I am speaking of the Passage, a dark arrangement in which the Empress aligned the Empire's destiny with that of the Void. Citizens of the Empire know and have seen the work the Empress has done in pursuit of this goal. For my part, I have diligently performed the duties of my office in support of the Empress's objective, working tirelessly to secure our safety in lieu of the oncoming darkening. Helicia has already been affected, and other islands are targeted by the Void's machinations. It is simply unthinkable that our Sustaining Mother, our Empress, would allow the wanton degradation of our proud and storied empire. We have watched her rise to power, and the discarding of our most treasured rituals and traditions. And now, an allegiance with the very void. I have prepared a brief speech, citing numerous articles of order and propriety adopted by the Silent Sisters in oversight of these matters, violated in due course of the Empress's reign, and hereby call for the removal of the Empress from office, from power, and her immediate excommunication, and a rise of forces against the oncoming incursion of the Void. And as she begins to read out, Article 6, subsection F, you see the Empress apparates into the space, looks at Umbralia, and says, "Oh, no, dear. This will not do at all." And she waves her hand, and there's a bright flash of light, and that is where the memory cuts off.
Whoa.
And you are the only person on the boat who remembers this.
I think, like, you said, like, Heron's nose is bleeding. I also think Heron, like, his eyes have kind of done the whole, like, bloodshot.
Yeah.
like tears. Hmm.
I would like to ask, could I maybe insight Heron?
Anybody is welcome to. Yes, please do.
Okay.
Heron, are you trying to hide anything?
No.
Okay.
No, he's an open book.
Okay.
Two.
Anybody who would like to insight the boy can insight the boy. A 24 from Galatea. Galatea, Heron has just, in some way, shape, or form, seen or remembered something absolutely harrowing.
Could I make a insight check to check if anyone else in the party noticed?
Well,
if anyone else is trying to notice.
Yeah, you don't have to make a follow-up insight for this. Is there anyone else trying to read into the thoughts of the lad?
I am dying right now, so...
Kip is dying in the lower decks.
Yeah.
Tara less tries to insight and more is like will gently reach forward and wipe the tears away.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think...
Mhm.
No,
What?
I was just gonna say, Heron is probably, like, during all this, I imagine that everyone's kind of in a circle, so I think he's grabbed onto the arms of, like, whoever is closest. Like, one hand on each person who is close, just, like, death gripping you.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, as soon as Tara sees everybody's nose bleed, she goes into, like, protective caretaker mode.
Lysandra, are you doing anything?
I think she's more stuck on the idea that without their prior knowledge, like the Void plus the Empress just eradicated their memory of, like, places nearby that were once sustaining, and, like, so she's just more stuck on the idea of, like, what other domains has the Void gotten to.
Oh, yeah. You know for a fact that there is an island called Helicia that has just been erased and darkened. Heron, you know you don't know any of the names of the other islands, but there was an entire archipelago surrounding the Empire at one point.
would I know that it's like a memory gap situation?
Yeah, you know,
Because I know it's versus with
it's a
Heron and I,
little bit.
we're Arcana and
Yeah,
history. So
it's a
that's
little
why
bit the doings of the Empress, but it's also just the way that the void consumes things. That like the void like got rid of most of your knowledge of this place ever existing, and the Empress just cleaned up the remainder. Like on an empire-wide scale, there was at some point one or several massive population-spanning modified memories.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, so I feel like she's biting her claws, like
yeah,
just angry.
Two members of the party are having a very bad time at the moment.
Just two?
Okay.
I mean,
You're fine. You're not.
a
You're not
very
dying.
certain
You're laying
kind
down.
of bad time.
Okay.
So, I do want, in that case, to cast subtle message towards Heron to
Okay.
dissimulate anything in case Heron doesn't want to tell us for any reason. For the same reason Galatea stopped him from telling everyone originally about the sustainment engine, and cast a subtle message and ask, you know something. Do you want to tell us about it?
Heron, you received that message from Galatea.
I think Heron just fully like glassy eyed is just like she has used her power to harm, to kill, and to manipulate on an empire-wide scale.
I mean, nothing new with that, but what exactly do you mean by that? Also, is that out loud?
Yes. Yeah, that's
Okay.
out loud.
Then Galatea would ask, what exactly do you mean by that? Because she's been doing that. Wait, you mentioned the void?
What was the
No.
void explicit?
No,
No, the void was not
No.
explicitly
Okay.
mentioned.
No.
Okay, then Galatea would say, well, she's been doing that the entire time, but what specifically?
She hasn't modified everyone's memory on an empire-wide scale that we've known about. What else has she done? I hate her.
Welcome to the club.
Yes, you are not alone in that.
But you know a specific thing. Same with you, Lysandra. You both know something specific.
well, there was a great number of islands that once occupied around us that are no longer gone or no longer here. And she made sure that we didn't remember that, as well as allowed the cosmos to interfere.
Before you continue, I have a question. Is this information that likely is not common knowledge and could get someone in trouble if they were to, say, have their mind read? Just curiously.
Yes.
Okay. Tara steps away.
Galatea states she's already a massive liability. Plus, she can actually remove that memory from her temporarily.
Anu also stepped away the moment like the nosebleeds started, I think.
So it's just Lysandra,
Galatea, Tierfie,
Galatea,
and
Tierfie.
Heron.
Yeah.
I believe Tierfie also has stepped away to go speak to the captain.
Yeah.
Okay, it's the Lamias and the Doulahan in a circle.
Mm-hmm.
He is partnered with your guys, the void,
Well, I mean, to be fair, I just recently learned that I can gain power from the void. But that's a whole different issue.
Which you should be careful on.
Well, obviously, I'm not going to do it
No.
carelessly.
Okay, so a bear, and you almost took another bite of the bear before I had to tell you to stop. That's very careless, Galatea.
I was preparing the meat for later, not for that day. But that is besides the point.
No, honey. If
No,
we come
I mean
across
for
a
this
void,
conversation. I know what you mean. To not do it carelessly and to not doing frivolously.
I'm probably not doing it again for a bit.
ever.
Okay.
The only reason I am here and standing alive before you two is because my patrons are from the void. If I probably lose that connection, I will probably be in a very similar state Vasilea was in. I don't need you to become a liability, she'll point at Galatea, because of
I
your
won't.
carelessness.
Yeah. I will not, but I will. I understand your concern, and will do my best to avoid that.
Whatever it is that the Empress has done, has decided to carelessly lead the void to stay stagnant and growing around the island. And she is making sure that none of us are aware of this circumstance.
Hmm.
If she can do that to the entire empire, if she can wipe people and places just out of every single person's mind, how are we going to win?
We are not going to be able to do anything right now. Seed distress. Probably warn people to leave the island before it becomes inhospitable. Because sooner or later, from what the fates have shown me, is that her power will grow. Her mind will grow darker. And she will lose, in the sense of There will be no more niceness, and she will be driven mad with power. But that will lead her
She
to her
isn't?
downfall. Not in a downfall way. Right now, she's still brindled with confidence and what have you. And I warned her about the prophecy that was going to happen in 10 years, and I don't think she gives a shit about it. So, in 10 years' time, when she does fall, because of some of our hands, I am going to tell her I told you so. But there's a reason why we're gone for 10 years, and I assume during that journey, we will find something, and she will probably come across something that she was not prepared for.
You kind of already have a hint of one of the things that she will not be prepared for. And that is...
I know about her daughter, and then
Yeah.
I know about the little boy standing before me.
The little boy.
The little boy.
Yeah.
My little clanmate before me. Like, Sandra knows 2 things are gonna happen, but she's not gonna be like, yeah, so you're gonna kick her ass, basically, in 10 years, and so will her daughter.
Good for her.
So I thought just talking around it at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, theoretically, I still respect your decision as Lysandra, because same. But, like, theoretically, you kind of, like... Heron is at a point where he's already, like, essentially a dissident of the Empire.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's in her head going, like, he was scared about the potential of the power he has already. I don't want to be like, yeah, so your power is going to grow so much that you will be able to crush her.
BT dubs, you get sick god killing powers.
Yeah, by the way, so the Fates told me, and then Galatea also filled me in with another prophecy that when I dug into her mind and saw, you're just gonna crush her.
Is this in character, by the way?
No, no, she would not
Got
say
it.
BT dubs.
BT
I
dubs.
looked away. Oh my god, guys, you would never believe it. Heron got crushing powers, and insert daughter's name here. But no, she stands up a little bit straighter as she says the other previous things that I have already forgotten about. Oh, that we are going to go on the 10-year adventure, and we will come back with the capabilities to end her, and she will also be dealing with the repercussions of what she has done.
Okay.
I guess you could insight her to see if she's omitting anything.
I would like to.
I would give you that, yeah.
Heron trusts her.
I mean, it's not like Galatea doesn't trust Lysandra. It's more like she's worried and wants to figure out
Paranoia.
the paranoia and the whole thought process behind Lysandra and the careful manipulation of words she's using.
Heron, fantastic insight.
goddamn
Will
it.
not use it.
Yeah, only 14.
Okay.
Only.
Only a 14.
I rolled an 8. So yeah, you know that she is not telling she's not telling everything. Like, she's giving you the vague answers, not the whole answers.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like against. There's no malice behind it in tone wise because
Yeah.
you can't really see her face. It's more of like walking, like carefully walking on a tightrope.
Yeah. Now, so, question.
Ye answer.
Um, do I know that Heron specifically knows something else from the 24 insight from before, or do I have to
Uh,
roll and
there is something a little bit. There's something with a little bit more oomph that Heron saw that Lysandra did.
I think Heron's gonna get into that.
Mm.
I think
Then never mind.
yeah. I think Heron just says, you do you do you all remember the speech? Like, do you remember the speech that Aurelia gave?
Lysandra, because you remembered Helicia,
Mhm.
the name is kind of familiar, but you don't remember his speech. Like, you're having a hard enough time as it is remembering the name itself that's being referenced.
And Galatea knows nothing.
Galatea knows
Yeah,
nothing.
in character, Galatea is going to like.
It's elevator music
Well,
in there.
Yeah.
So, I have a problem with my memories. I mean, I recently gained the ability to extract and duplicate and manipulate my own memories and other people's memories. And she shows her coin pouch now with the little strands of memory from her new cantrip. And
Neat
goes
fucking
and
spell,
puts
by
it
the way.
back. Yeah, it's amazing. And puts it back on her belt. Like, so I started duplicating my memories just in case it happens again and I lose all my memories.
I
So, my
remember the
answer is
name.
no.
So, I was like a child, and you know, like kid memory is weird, but
Mhm.
I remember she, Umbralia tried to get all this out. She wanted us to know. She devoted herself to the Empress until the Empress stopped devoting herself to the Empire. And the Empress made a deal with the Void. She 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 doesn't care about any of us as long as she gets what she wants. She's she I don't know what she did to Umbralia, but I know that she stopped her from getting her message out. And Umbralia was powerful. I thought at least if the Empress didn't care about her people, she'd at least care about her empire. But she has made a deal that I don't know.
No. I
And
don't
us.
blame you for not noticing earlier. But from what I know from her, she only cares for her own power. Nothing more.
Yeah, but I thought she did.
That's
I-
the unfortunate.
Now,
Trusted her.
I do have a proposition because we are going into the back into the Empire, and you will be meeting Leora once you get there.
I don't want
I can
to.
I don't know if that's an option, but just as a precaution, I can take that memory away and give it back after you meet her.
Nope. No, thank you.
Got it? Would you mind if I added your memory to what I had?
I don't want anyone inside my head.
That's fair. Never mind. That was the proposition I had.
Technically, we already have this benefit due to what we are, but if you ever want extra security, I could change the little token I gave you to have better. It would make it harder for people to peer into your mind, read into things.
That'd be nice. Yeah. Oh. So, fun fact. Since we're going back to the Empire and you gave me a cool little token because you thought somebody was going to kill me, they're not going to kill me anymore, that person. They don't hate me. It's cool. We're cool. We're like friends now.
Well, cool's a stretch, but
Yeah.
We're not at murder level.
Yeah.
Would you still want the extra security? Or would you prefer the harder for people to read your mind?
The mind one, I think. If you don't have to. I don't want to make you do things like this for me. You don't have to. I can deal with it. I can deal with the Empress. I think. She just needs me to pretend to be good for a little bit. It's not that hard to slip back into it.
You know, we also want to help you, right?
Heron just shrugs.
Well, we have a week, give or take, before we are on another boat. Sucks for Kip. To save.
Very funny for us, though.
Funny for
Oh,
us. We get
definitely.
to be in misery again. He gets 1 week of chaos and then back on Heave-Ho. So do note that this is going to be a very harrowing and anxious week.
Yeah. Since I have you two here who don't mind other people, no. Since I have you two here that I can entrust in you some stuff, the Empress wants me to be a silent sister as soon as I get back. Well, I think she said that I have a week. But she wants me to be like a silent sister. And that's gonna be hard. Because I don't wanna. I don't want to be one anymore.
I mean, I just refused and got in the situation I'm in, but I'm not dead.
It's true. I guess I could always say no and try my luck.
Hell, I did one worse and
Didn't you die?
her. That's a separate
Sorry.
issue. That's a separate issue.
I think it's also very telling now that you all realize the specific kind of undead Galatea is one that lost all of the memories of her former life.
I don't know if you are fine with just being like. I don't think anybody just tells the Empress no.
So I didn't just tell her no. I also asked her, hey, can you do it on this person? And the reason I died was because she said no, essentially excommunicated me, and then I sought power to help this person that was dying because of my final trial.
Yeah, but how do you know? Like, she can
Good question.
modify all of our memories now.
I think it. So, question: does Galatea know why she has some memories, but not all of them?
I don't know that we've ever explicitly talked about it.
We haven't. Now that I think about
Yeah.
it.
So, to answer your question, no, you don't know why you only have a select amount of your memories back.
I don't know. But also, it would be weird if the Empress didn't also just brainwash me.
Yeah, I don't think the Empress is gonna just like let me waltz out of there with all my knowledge in my head intact.
That is also true.
And yeah, so
But-
it's bad. I think Heron just starts sweating.
Why do I know so much if I died and don't know why I have my memories? That is also a thing Galatea is just saying out loud.
Okay, good talk. I am more anxious. This is bad.
At this
Lysandra,
point,
opinions.
at this point, the captain comes onto the deck,
Yeah.
and says, "You've got a 5-minute warning. We are on the way back to the Empire."
Wow.
If
Captain.
you left
We'd
anything on the island, say it now. We'll leave it behind.
Captain, is there anything you need help with on the ship, specifically? Just anything I can do?
Need to keep your mind busy.
Yes, of sorts.
Gladly. I'll give you some jobs in a moment.
Thank you.
Yay, back to the Empire.
Yep,
That's in character.
found out all of these revelations. You can switch between any curio. No, I think that's right. I think that's right. I thought there was a
Okay,
condition, but I
okay.
think that's right.
I think my condition is I can only have basics, and I can only have 2 of them
Yes.
at my level.
Yes. Okay.
Logically, mechanically, if I give you the divination curio, you already have advantage on spell saves as a Lamia. So I don't know what it would do. It gives you advantage on divination spells or divination magic per se.
I will let, in this circumstance, I will let Heron add your intelligence modifier to
To the saving throw.
saving throws against divination spells.
Oh dang.
Yay! You get a +5.
Yay!
To your
And
saves,
advantage.
which, oh my god!
Wait,
Plus,
dude.
and they're mostly wisdom saves too.
Yeah. So I have, let's see. For a wisdom save, I have a +8.
So it becomes a +13 and with
So
advantage.
+13. Sick. Sick as hell.
Sick as hell. Nobody can get in this boy's
Thank you.
head.
It's still a pretty gilded feather in the time.
All right. I do not have any events planned at sea. If anybody has any scenes they want while the ship is actively moving, let's go ahead and resolve that now. But then I want to start on actually figuring out what we're doing for our rests once we get back to the Empire.
How long do ship take to get back to Empire?
Doesn't
Sorry?
have to.
It
be a
takes a couple of
scene-
hours.
Doesn't have to be a scene. Tirfi did want to talk to the captain about.
That's right, that's right. You return to the quarters after the ferry has set sail. It is on the way back to the Empire. You receive a summons from a crew member that the captain wants to speak with you in his private quarters.
Right. Tiffy will head over.
Okay.
Probably leaving Enyo on her own.
Sounds good. You come in, cross the deck, head to the captain's quarters. He closes the door behind you and says, "Thank you for being patient with me. So, at a bit of a delay, but to answer your question, how are things going with the answer line?" Well, for starters, we have every merchant ship that we need to fit the entire population of the Throckwater, as well as enough to handle several months' worth of supply. All tucked away, hidden from the sight of any patrolling guard ships. We are ready to make course out of the Empire. On top of that, not sure exactly why, although I can hazard a guess. Atticus has offered his own help, as well as the help of some other more discreet members of the Ancillai, in cleaning out your domicile and storing all of the supplies there. Did you have any specific questions?
I had just wondered if there had been any developments while I was away, but this is all good to hear. Things are moving accordingly, so we will not be at least caught with our pants down when things start to go wrong.
Exactly. You know, the old adage, no plan survives contact with the enemy. But, at the very least, we're prepared.
All right. I think that's all.
Okay. Perfect. And Enyo wanted to talk to Tara.
Yeah.
Belle is. Oh no, never mind.
She's
Yeah.
here now.
I hit the wrong button.
That's okay.
Yeah, I think once like the deck cleared and everything, I assume Evander's just kind of being weird trademark after everything that sort of occurred on his own little hell island this past like week or so. And given this ship is fine, I'm probably fine. I think she'd scamper off unattended to find Tara, because she's like, I want to talk to somebody, but I don't want to talk to Evander. He's sad. And Tara is the next name in her brain.
Tara would be doing literally any odd job to keep herself busy, because she doesn't like being on boats. Most of the time, the only other time than this she's been on a boat was when she was taken back to the Empire. Okay, what's major stress? By the way,
Major is a D6.
okay.
Nice.
Cool. But yeah, so Tara's just kind of pacing back and forth, doing any little odd job the captain needs. But if Enyo approaches, Tara will stop what she's doing and.
Yeah, I think it's like when you walk into a room and you pass under a doorway, and for a moment you forget what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like sees Tara and goes, yeah. Just kind of walks over. If there's any seats nearby, otherwise just kind of like put like her, bugs. Like kind of like hold her hands in front of her, like all formal, like as like sort of a reflex, and just go, what you doing?
I am helping on the boat. Why? What do you need?
I'm bored, and I'm antsy, and it looks like he's feeling weird, so I don't want to bother him.
I totally understand the feeling of being antsy. Is there any way I can help you?
I don't know, just talk, distraction, I guess. I don't know.
That is. Last time I talked to you, you got pretty angry.
I don't remember that much of that. Honestly, I remember talking to him that morning, and then it's all kind of fuzzy to me.
Well, I remember you coming to me while I was working out and me explaining to you that Evander's kind of a piece of shit. And other than that, you got up very. You looked very upset. I don't know if it was what I had said or if it had been the realization that Evander only kind of cares for what Evander wants. But that is more. I do not wish to upset you more than I already have.
I don't think you upset. I think I'd remember if you upset me.
Well,
Though that
that's
feels
good.
kind of silly to say, considering there's like chunks of time I don't remember on the island.
Yes, that would make sense as to why you don't remember being upset. Um, do you know why you don't remember things? Is there have you been falling unconscious or
I mean, I think if I was unconscious, Evander'd be more upset or more at everybody's throat as to why I went down. It's just
I don't think Evander wants to be
think
at my throat about anything, personally.
I think it happened first. I don't know, after we fought all those guys, and I mean it's already kind of foggy with um like sword thing. And then
which
after
again,
that,
I am very, very sorry. I
no, I
thought that
mean
maybe it could help you focus, but apparently
you didn't do it with bad intentions. You didn't lead me into the woods to get lost for several hours.
that
So
was on my instruction that he did that.
I think she gives you a very cross look. Like not
I
fully
needed
mean, but just like, what the fuck?
I asked him to distract you and Evander because I did not know if I could trust you.
He got me lost in the woods for hours.
I am aware.
It was
He did exactly as I asked him to.
Just pouts. Well, that was mean.
Yes, it was, and I am sorry.
You could have just asked us to go do something.
Yes, but that would look suspicious.
You know, it's you know what? It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
How are your legs?
They're good. Actually, what's your bucket? Tearfee helped me fix them, so I can kind of walk now, even though I can't really. I still have to use my walking stuff. They're fixed.
I am very happy for you. I'm very happy.
I jumped up and I was really excited about the fact that I could finally like have regular legs again. Well, sort of have regular legs again. But then I fell on my butt on the floor. Which didn't feel great. But it feels really good. I'm kind of worried about, because I'm probably gonna have to fill out a report when I get back about all of this trip. And
I would appreciate it if you left my village out of your report.
I will
She
do what I
burned it. Just if you could, just write that it was still burned, and it is still barren. If you have to include it.
I will do what I can. I promise. I will try. I
Now,
don't want to get you in trouble.
Enyo,
Yes.
can you
Yes,
give
God.
me a wisdom save?
Sure. I don't like this. I don't like this. God, I don't like this.
You suffer 10 points of psychic damage
Yeah.
as you make a promise to a prisoner of war to be actively deceptive in a government report, and you feel your artificial heart start pumping rapidly, and your blood pressure skyrockets, and you get a terrible migraine.
I think she like when you see most people like clutch their chests, just when heart problems happen. And it just like stops mid-sentence as she like, I'll do what I can, and it stops mid-sentence.
And I haven't been super strict about it, but reminder that your artificial enhancements are also designed to prevent you from partaking in traitorous activity.
Yeah. Yeah. I think she just stops mid-sentence, kind of bends over and like leaning a lot more heavily on the walking implements than she was like a second ago. Can we change the subject? Please.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely.
I don't know what I can do. I'm sorry.
It's okay. If you cannot, it's fine. I understand.
God. Oh. Yeah. Sorry.
It's okay.
No, that was me. That was me. Because I was like, oh, I made the save. Now I need to describe the and I was like, oh shit, wait. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's why I deafened.
Yeah, I'll bring it back a bit. That's okay. I'm sorry, love.
Okay. Cool.
Thank you for calling me on it, though. I appreciate it.
You're good. I'm okay.
Okay, good. Let's not dwell on it and move on.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get back into character at this point.
Yeah.
Tara just kind of looks at her and looks at it and nods and goes, "Listen, I understand that you cannot, for reasons outside of your control. I have intention to speak with the woman that runs the empire about some things. Anyway, so speak. You can report what you need. I understand.
I have to report what they ask me, so it depends on what they ask.
Like I said, be truthful. Do not harm yourself.
I will try not to. I'm sure, as much as you don't like it, Evander will probably keep me aligned. That's, I guess, his job.
You hear Tara growl very angrily at that sentence.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, she just stands there. Oh, sorry, that probably sounds bad.
Oh no. Trust me, I know of a lot worse that You see Tara just like trying very hard not to be that asshole.
Can I help you with anything up here? Or do you kind of have it like handled?
Well, I have the physical labor handled, but your company is welcome.
Yeah, I might not be that much physical help, but I can help morally?
Tara
I
will
guess.
find a stool and just kind of scoot it over to Inyo and go, take a seat.
Okay.
Your legs
Enyo,
still aren't working completely. Sit down.
Enyo famously, I listen to orders, like this. Pops a squat. And then
Uh,
what?
yeah, and then Tara's just going to like do her best to not be an asshole the entire time because Tara's got a lot on her mind and does not like being trapped on a small wooden structure headed to the Empire.
God, yeah.
Away from her home, which she literally just helped restore.
But that's all I got. Until we get to the town anyway. So if she's just gonna do that and we're just gonna vibe, I'm good.
All right. And a few hours later, you all arrive at the shores of the docks.
Oh,
And
I
yes,
I did have one short scene
sure.
thought up that I just thought up because of the whole prosthetic thing with Enyo.
Okay.
So
Enyo, Galatea would like to have a scene with you.
Yeah, sure. Can probably catch her at some point. Closer to shore.
Yeah.
Eventually, probably leaving Tara. Literally about to go downstairs, runs into Galatea.
yeah. Hey,
Yes.
um,
Hi.
I noticed that you have prosthetics and
I
that
do.
you were working on them.
Mhm.
Do you know how to make those?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I can help you design them, and I could probably help you along the process. I also do know people who could also help you make it, but I could get you a really good head start on that.
Okay. Um, that would be amazing. I have, well, my girlfriend back home, she lost her arm.
Uh-huh.
And
Like how far, like half it
um
up to the shoulder?
Um,
Ow, up to the
the
shoulder.
arm and part of the shoulder.
yeah, like almost like starting to go into the torso.
Oh, that's so I could do that. Um, I think like I could do it. It might be a lot. It might be a little bit more difficult, but it could be done. Yeah. There's as long as you don't mind Evander's company, he's probably down there with my stuff. I have a book with information if you want to go over that with me, and I can give you some notes and places to start and things to keep in mind and stuff like that.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so I think she'd head down to the little crew room that was used to grab her notes. Is Evander near her stuff and the dog? Where is he at?
Yeah, he was guarding your stuff in the room.
Yeah, I think she just walks in, waves at him. Galatea's like right behind her.
She just
Uh,
waves innocently because she's not being like there, like 100% present for all the whole um situation.
she's disassociative.
Yeah, no, he doesn't even acknowledge either of you. He's just like staring off into the middle distance.
I think as she passes him to get her stuff, she like lightly punches him on the arm. Like binder in one hand.
Mm? He doesn't even move, doesn't flinch.
Hello. You there? Okay, maybe not. Try again later.
Mm.
I think your friend needs professional therapy or help. I don't know. He
Hey,
seems a little
Are there
too off.
hey,
therapists in
Like,
the Vale?
yeah, therapists in Euridia are hard to come by, but I like that Galatea came in, looked, and just went, "Hey, your cat's fucked up."
yeah.
I think like a second before they leave, she just looks at him, like gives one last try to like jump up and raise her hand in front of his face,
Mm.
assuming it doesn't yield any
Gonna make
results.
one more roll. Yeah, he just stays staring out.
Well,
Um,
luckily no one's trying to take my stuff. Yeah, let's
Can I get a
leave.
perception check from Enya right quick?
Yeah, sure, boss. Upper snip, upper sneeze.
Uh-huh.
That's a 15.
You notice, first of all, two things. His eyes are a little bit watery at the moment. And you notice you're like looking at a particular thing in his eyes, and it's the same way that like a creature's eyes look when they're like looking through the guise of like a familiar. Like you don't actively see this with Lysandra, but like it's like eyes are very unfocused and like a little bit milky, and like his eyes are watering. And on a 15, you realize that it's not that he's ignoring you or like disassociating so heavily that he's not present in the space. There is somebody having a psychic conversation with him, or like a magical conversation with him, and because of that, he's not aware of his surroundings.
I think she hands the binder to Galatea. Just for a moment. Here, hold this for a second.
Okay.
It's probably a little bit heavy. It's got a bunch of notes in it if she flips through, just a bunch of shit. Is there anything else I could do? Any kind of insight or like arcana or anything? Or is he just having a conversation?
Yeah, he is in the middle of a magical conversation.
Nothing else to be gained? No
Uh,
arcana or anything?
You can give me an arcana check.
Not. I look at Enya and I go, unfortunately, this bitch is an OC.
Natural 20. He is in active correspondence with the Empress.
I think she gets a little wide-eyed at this. In it, actively just goes, go. We need to get out of here, like right now. Like
she just left.
Yeah, go.
Like she was flipping through pages and gets told to go, and she closes it and leaves.
Okay, and now we arrive after another hour at the docks.
So Chara does want to do one more thing before.
You got it. Sure thing.
Sorry.
What's up? No, you're okay. What's up?
Chara's gonna find Heron.
Okay.
And kind of tap Heron on the shoulder and go, excuse me. I was wondering if I could ask you a question.
Yeah.
How does one get an audience with Leora?
Oh, become a silent sister and dedicate
Fuck that.
9 years of your life to her?
Fuck that. Is there a quicker way?
Oh.
It doesn't involve indoctrinating myself into a cult?
Oh, we don't use the C word very much.
Nope. It's a cult. It's a cult. And I'll say it to her face. Anyway.
Maybe. I mean,
I'll give this one to you. There's
The Colosseum, right?
Yes, actually, yes.
The
Winning a
you-
Colosseum match where Leora is in attendance, you could theoretically demand audience with her.
yeah.
Really? Do you know how many of those Tara has won at this point?
Yeah.
Tara just didn't know that there was a legal loophole.
Well, it's rather like it's not necessarily like it's allowed to do this. It's more of a thing of like she is actively in the audience where she is otherwise holed up in the cathedral all day. So it's not so like you kind of have the advantage of like
Active audience.
active audience of like I demand word with you. And Leora is out in public and in front of her people, and it's less of a thing of like obligation and more of a thing of like decorum.
Yeah.
You actually remember
Yeah,
there's
the
a
temper
story,
tantrum.
the temper tantrum, but also I have there was a gladiator a long time ago when Tara was first new to like Colosseum matches. There was a gladiator named Caldarius who served in her private army, who fought as a gladiator, who was another prisoner of war, not from the jungle, from somewhere else entirely. And the story of Caldarius is pretty legendary among circles of gladiators. Some, in fact, think that it's a myth and that Caldarius was never a person. But the rumor holds it that while having an audience of Leora in the arena, and after winning his 100th fight, after serving in her army for 10 years, he demanded sustainment to her face in front of the audience.
Awesome.
So there's technically grounds for it. So yeah, win your next fight that the Empress is in attendance for, and you'll have that conversation.
Yeah, Tara's more looking for a very specific Coliseum match, actually. That's what she's wanting to demand.
Interesting.
She wants a death match with Decima.
Funnily enough that you mention her, because when the ferry pulls into the dock, it is none other than Decima and a small detachment of Eurydian guards who are waiting at the dock when the ferry rolls up onto the scene.
The hairs stand on the back of Tara's neck. She's like, ooh, I could kill you right now. I could absolutely fucking murder you right now.
She looks pissed off, and everyone on the ship would notice. She is not wearing sisterhood garbs. She is wearing the regular attire of members of the Order of the Sustaining Mother, not the Silent Sister armor.
Really?
Hello,
Oh, someone got
Decima.
demoted.
And she is glaring daggers as the ship pulls into the dock and anchors.
If anybody is paying attention, Tara's eyes go from round discs to slits.
I would like to insight that. Please.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. 21.
Tara, this is what Tara looks like when she looks at prey. When she looks at animals that she's hunting.
Okay.
So it's like lust, but for murder.
Yeah. It's bloodlust. It's exactly
Blood,
what it
yeah.
is.
Okay.
Did you receive your weapons back?
No, in fact, I did
Oh,
not.
too bad. I did return them.
So I heard.
Well, that is unfortunate for you. I got a weapon, and she'll pull out the sword of the wraith. I got a new weapon.
Do you also have the helmet with you?
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
like she's holding it like a severed head. I got this too.
She glares at you.
Oh,
and
did I get something that you
sighs.
couldn't?
And will turn to the detachment of guards behind her and say, "Bring the wagon." And you see the detachment of guards break away and come back with a massive wagon full of several bags of canvas with the tops wrapped in twine. I have to make sure I have my count right.
Hey, while you're counting,
7,
can I whisper something
8.
to Tara?
Yes.
Okay. Kip's gonna like hobble over to where Tara is and be like, "Can you try not to get yourself killed between now and when the boat comes, please?"
Don't worry, Decima couldn't kill me if she fucking tried.
Okay.
The guards
but...
maybe, but Decima no.
But it could happen. It could. It's a possibility.
Gibariso, I am not going to die on you, I promise.
You better
Chris.
not.
Chris.
Okay, this what gross what? We're just talking. I'm trying to tell her not to kill people. If anything, you should like applaud me for that. Normally I'm all gung-ho about it.
Listen,
Ooh,
I don't
blood
kill
sports.
many
Tara
people.
is her own woman. She can do whatever she wants.
Well,
I don't
yeah,
kill
but-
I don't kill many people, but Decima deserves it.
Okay.
She burned out my fucking village.
So as the guards
Yeah,
arrive
but-
with the cart, you hear Decima announce 21 bags. Each bag with 1,000 gold pieces each. Split
Decima.
7 ways, 3,000 gold per person.
I also have this, and she'll hold up the stone. It is a confession of the crimes of the Wraith of Turak.
Decima will glare.
However,
I will bring this
I
to
will-
the Empress for appraisal.
wait. I will give you this and forego my share of the gold if you allow me to accompany you to give it to the Empress.
Alright.
She squints her eyes at you.
I just wish to speak to Leora.
You have humiliated me enough
we'll do
as
it
it
again.
is, and I am not stupid enough to bring a prisoner of war into the cathedral
Then have
for
her,
an
then ask,
audience to the Empress.
No, yes, thank you.
And
Finally,
why
someone
not?
with
No.
sense.
and why not? I am your captive, the captive of this glorious empire.
Do you think me
Okay,
stupid,
terrible.
Lionsborn?
Yes.
Actually, you think
Yes,
she tries
I
to
do.
stop you from answering, and you answer too quick. And she goes,
Yes, but no, not in this matter. I do not wish to humiliate you any further. I wish an audience with your empress.
and why not
Please.
have Ibis take you?
I did not realize that was an option. You, technically, as far as I am aware, rank higher than this one.
Unfortunately, because of your antics during the execution of the bastard goats that you are accompanying, I
Decima,
actually
watch
don't
your
rank
fucking
higher than
words.
her anymore.
Decima, again, remember the humiliation? Watch your fucking words when you speak of my friends.
Oh no, I am a bastard. It's fine.
I am aware, but she
I
is
mean,
not allowed to tell
technically you're
tell
not,
you.
And you see she
Not
is
scientific.
fuming in front of the, and the guards are kind of looking at her like, yeesh. And she
I
turns
actually-
around and says, I still rank higher than all of you! Turn away!
Oh,
Not
is
the
someone
Maybe
Is it all of
embarrassed?
us?
Decima.
Is it all of
Is-
us? I think
Is someone
Yeah.
embarrassed?
from the back, Edo's taken aback, but says nothing.
You see
Yeah,
she'll
like-
turn back and she'll say, You know what? You know what? You and your actions have embarrassed me in front of the Empress, have had me stripped of my rank, have had me unsustained.
Ooh, I didn't realize
Ooh.
that.
That's a thing.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know it was a thing
Really?
either. Apparently, it's a very special circumstance.
That is terrible for you.
So,
Genuinely, I am
Careful,
sorry.
careful about the
You-
void, by the way.
Decima.
You have taken my entire life from me.
I
And you
wonder how the
see-
fuck that feels, Decima.
You see, she pulls out a sword, a gladius, and stabs it in the dock in front of you and says, So I will take what is left of yours.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Will you?
really? And I will do it in front of your adoring audience.
Oh, you're giving me what I want, Decima.
And I'm taking what I want.
Good. Try and finish what you started. I dare you.
The Empress has insisted that all of you are given a week to rest and recreate. So, 8 days, I will see you in the goddamn Colosseum.
No, I want it today.
She pulls her gladius out from the dock and says, Gladly. And she walks over, and as she walks by the cart, she slashes all of the bags. And so all the coin just starts spilling into the sand and says, have fun taking home your fucking paycheck, and begins to head back up the mountain.
I think Heron just
do I
says
wanna be
Decima.
She's
Okay,
gone.
Just like chastised. Just like bad on you.
Tara is elated at this point. So,
I didn't know that you were planning on challenging her to a death match because I already
Oh,
had
yeah.
this scene prepared.
I'm gonna kill that bitch.
I already
I'm
had
gonna
this scene
kill that bitch.
So, funny thing, I also was going to challenge Decima to a death match.
Oh, yeah, sorry if I'm a little
Uh,
bit too loud. We just got new neighbors, and I'm not used to having them. I mean, I was gonna cut directly to Tierfy's stuff. I didn't.
Yeah.
I wanted to
Bless
give
you.
everyone a fair shot on the ferry, but I'm happy to do your downtime stuff now.
Fairy shot?
You need to sleep. That's okay. We will do all of your stuff at the start of next session. That is a guarantee.
Yeah.
Get yourself some
Good
sleep,
night.
hun.
You're
Night,
asleep.
love.
So what happens in 8 days? Decima said we're like given 8 days to
No,
chill,
you're
but-
given. So you are given a week of like basically. I'm guaranteeing your week of downtime.
Mm.
And then the 8th day is when Tara was going to fight Decima.
Yeah.
But Tara's gonna fight Decima today.
Okay, so that's like
And in the 8 days, the Empress will call for us, basically.
Yeah.
It's like we have a week and a day of like the Empress is going to leave us alone
and
before
Uh-huh.
summoning us for another quest
Yeah,
of
definitely.
bullshit. You know, like a death quest.
Great.
Tara's gonna stand there and think for a second and go, wait a minute. Question. Enyo, don't you technically outrank Heron in the order?
No,
Yes.
magistrates.
Wait.
Well, no, because
Wait.
now you know that Heron is in line for sustainment.
Oh yeah.
And basically already a part of the Silent Sisterhood. So Heron, as of receiving that sending from Leora, outranks Enyo.
Heron,
Yes.
because of what
yes.
Decima said, could you take me to see Leora?
Why? Why?
I-
are
You
so
do not
set
have
on seeing
to.
her?
Because
I-
I have a question to ask her.
Ask
One.
me.
Mhm.
Wait. What is?
I,
Technically, yes.
if you
but
do not wish to, you do
if-
not have to.
I do. It would very likely, knock me down a few,
Hmm?
no.
Maybe
I
kick
think
you
it-
away from sustainment?
I'm not gonna talk about this here.
That's understandable. There are other ways.
Maybe you could not.
No, this question has been on my mind for years now.
Okay, but the
I-
fewer chances that you give the universe to smite you down, the better. You promise to come with me.
I know, and I will not die on you. That is a promise.
Okay.
I don't
don't
even
that's
think
the
that
kind of promise you can make.
I don't
Question.
even think the question I have will anger her
Mhm.
personally.
I have a DM question.
Yeah.
Do I know the little orb that I have in my chamber? Could Tara use that orb to talk to Leora? Or does it have to be Lysandra?
Theoretically, that is a direct line to her. So you could.
Yeah, I feel like Lysandra would put a hand on Tara's shoulder and be like, well, Dione was supposed to get the orb that Kipari so rudely broke in our
Yeah.
house.
I do actually feel kind of bad about that.
But that is the safest way to communicate with the Empress. It is how I communicate with her. And
I
that
see.
way you don't have to be in presence of her, nor garner attention from everyone else to do your little bidding.
That's fair.
Hey, speaking of your place, you mind if I sort of keep camping out there until we all sort of head back to my family's place, because I don't want to go back there alone.
Yeah,
I think
double question. What about me?
Lysandra at this point just kind of slithers ahead and turns around to face all of you and then humbly opens her arms, and it's like, this is an invitation to all of you to stay at my humble abode at the Oracle's chamber. Yes, you may all visit and stay for a bit, or a week, or two.
I graciously accept your hospitality.
I thank you for the invitation, truly. But I think I have way too much work, unfortunately. I wish you
Enyo.
all
also
very well. Yes.
If you have time, do stop by. I make wonderful meals when I have a proper kitchen.
Oh yeah, and bring that
Um,
catboy with you.
He's
Gross.
right here.
Yeah,
He's
he
right
doesn't talk much
here.
though.
Hasn't said a word, by the way.
Kip's like pointing at him while talking. Hey, bring that with
Can
you.
Well, my point is, I will see if I have time to stop by, but I did not have anyone to do my work while I was gone, so I have about a week's past worth of work I haven't done, and presumably a report to write up. So
Good luck with that.
could I maybe incite Evander?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
I also messaged you about wanting to quietly
God
insect
damn
him
it.
while all this shit was happening.
Yeah, he
Right.
hasn't said anything.
Could I insight Enyo?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
And
same.
Enyo, on your insight against Evander, he's done with that conversation. He is now truly just completely like running on autopilot. Like he's
I
here,
think,
but he's not here.
Hey, I want to throw him a wink.
I think she just
Uh,
put something in his hands. Goes, hey, Evander, Evander. Psst, 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 psst.
Piss pissing the catboy.
You see eventually he kind of does a long blink and goes, yeah, sorry, magistrate, yes?
Um, do you want to start bringing stuff back? I'm gonna say goodbyes and then get back to the mountain of work that I have.
You see, completely out of character for Evander, he bows to you and stands up and says, as you command, your magistrate.
Teacher, 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 teacher,
Yes.
teacher. Can I cast Detect Thoughts and see what his surface thoughts are?
Do it.
Yeah, yes, you may.
I want to know if this sad little cat boy is counting the days he has with Indio now.
Oh, it's not
That's
only
basically
that.
what Lysandra's.
It's
I'm only doing surface thoughts unless something intriguing pops up, then I will dive deeper.
The surface thoughts you are getting from Evander, is, oh God, I should have let you stay dead.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oopsies.
And I think everybody notices that, like, Evander is, like, strictly in, like, I am following the orders of a superior mode. And, like, the friendliness Evander has had with Enyo is gone. It's just formality.
I'm curious. Oh, am I curious?
Also, God.
No, I'm gonna do it. You know, fuck that lip save. He has to make a DC 17 with 16 wisdom save, I think.
What is Heron looking for, by the way?
First off, I did click the wrong button, but it is the same, like, stuff added.
Yeah, same number.
But Heron is looking specifically for Enyo for what, like, because I think there has been a vibe that there is something frankly off about Enyo.
Yeah.
Heron right now is trying to see how Enyo kind of connects with God, what is his name? Catboy.
Evander?
Like how concerned Enyo is for Evander and like what the finality of it feels like. Like
I mean,
how
she's incredibly when he's like acting all formal and whatnot, full dead stops on whatever the fuck she was currently doing and just kind of freezes. And it's kind of like, really, she's really worried, incredibly worried. She's really kind of scared for him, honestly.
So, on the inverse side, as Enyo is scared for Evander, sorry, Lysandra, he rolls a 17. So you see, as you begin to peer, he turns and looks directly at you. His ears sadly fold back, and he bows his head down as if to say, like, I know what you're doing, and I'm not gonna protest in any way. I'm gonna let you see everything.
Ooh, oh no, honey. Okay.
Yeah, so he just kind of sheepishly tilts his head in your direction. His ears are folded behind
I thought he was
him.
a cat.
And Lysandra, you see the conversation that he had with Leora. And it's Leora yelling and scathing him for failing his mission and allowing the true Enyo to awaken herself. Not being able to prevent her from turning traitor. And you see that Leora details a very vivid plan to Evander to force Enyo to turn against all of you and attempt to kill you, and use Enyo as an example of what happens to traitors to the Empire, and to enjoy what scant few moments he has left with her before he turns her into a weapon, and he has to watch as all of his new compatriots murder her. And that's what you get. Basically, she's gonna use Enyo's programmed word to force her to try to kill all of you, and Evander gets to watch as all of you bludgeon and beat Enyo, who Leora also acknowledges how Enyo has made friends with people in the group. And how it's not only Evander who has to suffer.
Lysandra would... Like, this is the thing that she kind of knew ever since she read the cards. Like, Enyo is doomed to die.
Bam.
Sort of situation. And knew it was going to... And just assumed it was going to be that day because of just circumstance.
Yeah.
And it's like, we have to leave, and Enyo will try to stop us, and therefore...
Also...
Enyo will probably die.
Technically speaking, it's also an acknowledgement from Leora that even though she was telling this to Evander, each and every one of you have entered the point where Leora no longer cares what happens to any of you. And in fact, is now planning on sending somebody to kill you. Who in this case is Enyo, but still. The facade is completely gone. Leora knows something is up and is planning on using Enyo as damage control to get rid of the group of despondent troublemakers you all have been since you started working together.
Yeah, you know, the jig is up. Lysandra
the jig is
like,
fully
you know
up.
what, fuck it.
You are on Leora's shit list. Each and every person in the party.
Ever since Kip was killed several times, Lysandra's been very laissez-faire of like, it's only a matter of time before we're on her shit list and we're out of this empire. So who cares about spreading heresy now? But she gives a frown, and all the snakes on her head kind of are looking towards Evander. And snakes can't really give a sympathetic look, so they just kind of droop.
Yeah.
To convey that, like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna say I warned you kind of ordeal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, taking in the weird mood of the room, the tried and true method of, she's just gonna go, she's walking away.
Yep. Enyo walks away.
So Decima basically said this, but just to make it clear to everybody, all of you, each and every single one of you, so Tirfi, Tara, Lysandra, Enyo, Kip, and Galatea. Right? Hold on, do I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Yeah, no, I'm right. Each one of you gets paid 3,000 gold.
Yay.
Could that be in platinum or silver, please?
The bags are of gold.
Oh.
And
Can't carry that.
and as a reminder, Decima cut the bags open as she walked away. As basically a way of saying, like, yeah, pick up your entire fucking paycheck by hand.
Like a fucking child.
Oh, I know.
I imagine Typhon is already like gobbling it up.
Yeah,
And just bringing it over to Lysandra.
Typhon is
and
like,
going,
I have a
"Quick."
horde.
Because I technically have a bag of holding, so I could put all the gold in just the bag for Lysandra's sake.
Oh yeah.
Now,
you could just do
now
that with all of it and then count it out later.
here's the fun part. Technically, a bag of holding can hold up to 5,000 or 500 pounds of material.
I will not be able to hold 21,000 gold pieces.
Yeah, in 5e. Well, hold on. You might be able to. Let me see.
You could probably at least carry the
So
worst of the
each gold piece costs or weighs 0.02 pounds times 21,420 pounds of gold, which does mean that you can carry it all in the bag of holding.
Hold on. Let me see what's in my bag of holding right now. I
Yeah,
don't think
see what's
has a
already
lot.
in it. But you have, I can't believe I did this by accident. You have 420 pounds of gold.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't think
Motherfucker.
the leader of visions wouldn't be that heavy, right?
The what?
The loom and
The loom is pretty heavy, but I would only prize that at around like 30 pounds.
because that's the only thing that she would have in there, like her kits. So she'd have an herbalism, healers, and poisoner kits, which aren't that heavy.
Yeah, you can fit all of the gold in the bag, and it's not going to be too heavy for it.
If anyone wants to carry their own gold, they can, but Lysandra will just be like, "Get you put it in my bag."
Did Decima slash
bag.
all the bags?
Yeah.
Every bag, meticulously. She cut
I mean-
every bag open.
Anya will leave her share for whoever takes it. I don't need it.
Okay?
I don't think you got paid. Did you get
No,
paid?
Enyo got paid.
Yeah. But I'm
I
leaving
don't
the money
think
for you
Heron
guys.
didn't get paid, right?
Nope, Heron got paid.
Oh, you didn't say his name.
Yeah, there are, 7. Yeah, so it's 21 bags of gold. And Decima said, split 7 ways. That's 3,000 gold for each of you. Evander didn't get paid. But Heron, Galatea, Kip, Tara, Enyo, Lysandra, and Tirfi all got paid 3,000 gold pieces.
I mean, if Enya's not gonna take their share, maybe we could, if everyone's
Yeah,
coming.
she did just walk away before, like,
Okay.
the money was being collected.
So, there is 3,000 extra gold in the party's money pool.
I
Consider
think
it like an
Lysandra should hold on to it.
Consider it an apology gift for the fact that
Yeah.
shit's gonna happen.
Alright, so Lysandra, you have a bag of holding that has 21,000 gold pieces in it.
Typhon
Bag
probably
of
looks
golding.
so
Bag of
heartbroken.
golding? Badoomts. Yeah, Typhon looks
It's
so
silly
sad that you
hours.
took... Typhon will look at you and like rub his little claws together and says, "Can I just have 1 gold coin?"
Tara will take a handful, like a 5 of hers, and give them to Typhon. And
He grabs them in like a bear hug and is like, "Yeah."
Dragons have to have a horde.
Yes, unfortunately, he has such a small one that's
It's
growing.
draconic law.
Exactly, it is. And, Tara will like scratch the top of his head, and then just kind of
He'll like
Very-
nuzzle into your hand.
very quietly head toward the house.
Also, I do have one thing before we move on from the ducks.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Galatea, seeing Enyo leave, she would hurry behind Enyo and go, "Enyo, if it wouldn't be too much trouble, would you mind coming with me to seeing Eros and discussing about the whole prosthetic thing?"
And those words? Those exact words?
Those
Tara-
exact words.
Tara spins
Like-
on her heel.
Like, just accidentally, like,
I
"Hey,
think-
I don't
I
want to
think-
be a bother, but would you mind?"
Use the code phrase unintentionally. Yes.
Yes.
Wait, what specifically did Galatea say?
Hey, Enya, if it wouldn't be
Too much
much
trouble.
trouble.
Yep, if it wouldn't be too
Or-
much trouble. Yep, okay,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Yeah, Tara-
Enyo, you have a compulsion to go help Galatea with whatever she needs.
Yeah, I think she just stops dead in her tracks, turns around. Her eyes are already glazed. They're constantly glazed.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Where are we going?
You
Could I
see Tara staring at Galatea the way she was staring at Decima earlier.
Could I maybe insight Tara and Enya?
Yeah,
Because
because
this is weird.
I don't think Galatea actually knew the phrase.
Me too.
No.
I don't know either. This is
Yeah,
This
I
is
think
weird.
Tara is
This
one
is
of the
strange.
only people who knows it.
19.
I think
Galatea.
Tara is the only person.
Galatea,
Mm-hmm.
come here.
Mm-hmm.
And she will very quietly explain.
The funniest part is the DM, didn't notice at first that you said it.
I caught it.
Yeah, I
immediately.
did too. Tara will very quietly explain with, like, claws on the scar where your head connects to your neck.
Now, how
Riley
would I
Hart.
even know that?
I don't think you did. That's why your head still remains on your neck.
See, it's
Where are
funny
we going?
because Galatea can be decapitated and not die.
Yeah, Tara
Yeah.
knows that. Tara knows. That's why she just
Wait, you
gonna
do?
take the hit. Well, you explained, did you not? I believe you told Tara.
No.
Okay, then
I
never mind.
haven't.
Never mind.
I showed Heron. And
yeah, it was Heron.
And maybe Lysandra knows after
Yeah.
the hints Galatea has been given.
Yes.
Yeah, no. Tara just threatened to decapitate you either way.
Are we going?
Yes. We'll talk about this later.
Okay.
Yeah. And she goes with Enyo.
Okay. I actually want to do this scene right now because this is very relevant. So Enyo, you follow Galatea through the city, arriving at the workshop of Eros, and a humble, elderly artificer and retired magistrate. And you're not entirely sure why, but he's kind of familiar looking.
Mm-hmm.
And he seems to recognize you, but doesn't say much of it.
She waves very politely.
He waves, and looks at you and says, Galatea, to what do I owe the unexpected company? And he's like gesturing to Enyo.
So, you know how we left on a mission to deal with something?
Yes, I do recall.
So we went with Enyo. This is Enyo. That's Eros. I don't know if you've met. I wouldn't know either way, so I'm introducing you two, anyways.
We might have, but it's a pleasure to meet you.
A pleasure as well.
Out there, I noticed her tinkering with her prosthetics and asked about the whole thing, and because I know it's been complicated making one for Eagle, so I just thought, hey, more help.
You see, he sort of rubs his chin and then looks and sees both of the prosthetic legs. And goes, those are expertly crafted. Yes, I think I would like to know your professional opinion. Come, write this. Eggle! And you see, she goes, what? And he says, I have someone I'd like you to meet. And the door opens. And Enyo, you see a very emaciated looking. Although Galatea would recognize not as emaciated as she has been. She has been getting nutrients. But still a very thin, very taut, Dompier woman with only one arm. Yes, gaunt even. Thank you. That was the word I was looking for. Yes, a very gaunt, Dompier woman. Missing her right arm. Pale skin. Kind of short but wavy black hair. It's kind of longer on the top, and so it falls like onto her shoulder. And her right arm is completely missing, and it's taken the entire arm and a chunk of her shoulder.
Enyo would give like a little short like bow.
You see, she'll look at you and smile, and begin to walk over, and kind of look at you quizzically, and say, "I haven't met another Brutekin in some time."
I think she tilts her head.
You see, she looks at you quizzically and says, "Brutekin, dump you."
Is it connecting any dots? Am I aware of this, or is it just weird words?
You see, she'll look at you and open her mouth and point to her fangs in her mouth. And,
she'll mimic that.
And you, Galatea, you'll notice kind of stubby vampire-like fangs in Enyo's mouth.
I would like to insight that to
Yeah?
see if they weren't filed or anything.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, damn. I rolled that.
Dompier fangs are just usually shorter than full-blooded vampire fangs. But they look genuine. They don't look cosmetic.
Yeah. No, like the fangs were filed down or something like that.
No,
Yeah.
nothing like that.
Got it.
It's nice to meet you too, I suppose.
She smiles. And then notices your prosthetic legs, and her eyes like glitter as if she's seeing a star, and she goes, "Oh, those look gorgeous."
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. She points over to the work desk covered in mechanical joints and like shaped metal plates, and she says, I'm trying to get some of my own, but
I'd be happy to help you. I can offer you critiques and if you wanted, I could point you towards the direction of some people that I know that are very good at making these things.
So
outside of the design phase.
Eros is going to give you advantage. I would like you to make make a medicine check for me.
Advantage.
At advantage.
Come on, God. 19. That's a 15 out of 14.
Okay. That's okay. So you are investigating the wound, where the arm was severed, and you're just studying. You are studying Egel herself, and you see her gaunt, pale skin, her luminescent, incredibly bright yellowish eyes. Her fangs, which are a little bit longer than yours. She is very cold to the touch, even compared to you. And you have no doubt in your mind. Aegol is a member of those who walk in death. And even though Enyo doesn't know that she herself is one, you notice the vampiric influence in Aegol's general anatomy. And on a 19, Enyo knows immediately why none of the prosthetics are binding to Aegol. Magical prosthetics are enchanted with living, or in Enyo's special case, mostly living creatures in mind. Aegol is, like, you are both a Dompier. Aegol rides the line a lot finer than Enyo does. The entire reason none of the prosthetics have bonded with Aegol is because Aegol cannot bind with a prosthetic made for living beings. You actually thinking about it, this is a thing that you know in some other nations, especially those who are a lot more versed in straight up magic instead of arcana tech, like artifice, the way that the Empire does. Because, like, technically, in a weird way, the Empire is like a theocratic technocracy. You have heard of some spellcasters, notably necromancers, using a necromantically animated prosthetic.
Yeah.
And you think that would work for Aegol. You think any developed prosthetic in Eurydia, which is designed for people who are living or sustained, won't fit the bill.
Yeah,
but you think if you find the arm of a skeleton nobody's using, you could theoretically use magic and some of your knowledge on arcane prosthetics to graft a necrotic prosthetic that would, like, that isn't guaranteed but has a much higher likelihood of binding with Aegol's anatomy.
I think it's a moment where Annie's like sitting there like, by all accounts, this is good. This should work. And just like hits her like a chuck, like, and it's like a moment where she like doesn't slam her hands on the desk, but just like places them down kind of heavily. Goes, I know why it's not working.
You do?
Anything
You do?
Anything that we make here isn't gonna work because it's designed for people who aren't not alive.
Hey, you see she smiles and says, you can say undead. It's fine.
It's not made for people who are undead. But if you found like some necromancers use like parts of skeletal arms, and then they'll use magic and like certain parts, and
You see,
that has a better chance of like working for you.
You see, rather than being grossed out or unsettled, you see she starts giggling. Oh, you gotta be shitting me.
No, that's
the
it.
entire time. I'm just too dead for that.
These are all great. These are all wonderful. And if you were not undead, it would work great. But since you are, you can't use these. You have to have like necromantic parts enhanced and used in metal, like other stuff. But you're going about it the entirely wrong way.
So, if I rob a graveyard have
As
a
what?
much higher likelihood of finding a working prosthetic.
If you were to happen to come across, I don't know, any limb that you need, but it's a skeletal limb, it'll work. Actually, um, um, uh, I would love to help you more on this. Just have Galataea find me, or I can find you, or just find a way to get a hold of me. I'd be more than happy to help you. If you somehow manage to get a hold of a bow to use for your arm or anything else.
I'm sure I could come up with something. I'm sorry. It's a solution that was so obviously staring us in the face that nobody could see it.
Even in my own research, I've reached even in my own research, I've had those moments where nothing is working, and then suddenly it's like just one small thing that's like, oh, that makes sense. But I'm so glad I can help you. If there's anything else I can do when I'm not too busy, I would absolutely love to.
I think first off, and you see she kind of smiles at Eros, who has like Eros has yet to pick his jaw up off the floor. Like it's just hanging open and he's wide-eyed. And she says, first, the old man and I have to locate some suitable, not currently being used, deceased anatomy.
I unfortunately, I can help you as much as I can within the parameters that I can help you. There's some things I can't, but I'm sure you guys can cover that part.
You don't think the other magisters will let you grave rob with us?
Unfortunately, I don't think I need to go grave rob with somebody is going to be an excuse I can make to get out of a meeting.
You see she nods and says, I can kind of see that.
And I have a ton of backlog of work. But it's been so great meeting you. It's so weird meeting new people considering my station, and half the time they're falling over their feet, and I feel very awkward about it.
Enyo,
Yes, hi. How can I help you?
You are suddenly picked up in a hug by a crying Galatea.
She stiffens. So this is something that has never come up, but something I told Celeste. Enyo does not like to be touched. So it's just like an instant freeze of and all the excitedness is strains from her face.
You see Egil comes over and says, my love, put her down.
She lets go, but just says, "Thank you so much."
You're very welcome. I'm so glad I could help.
You see, or Galatea, you feel what to you is a warm hand on your cheek. Yeah. And your attention turns to Egil, and she smiles and rolls her eyes and says, "Hug me instead, you idiot."
She hugs Egil hard, almost popping her back.
Yeah, you there's a solid couple good cracks. Egil hasn't been to a chiropractor in a while. And you see jokingly, the way that the two undead lovers might make jokes to each other. As you squeeze her tight, you see Egil says, "Don't kill me a second time."
I will leave you guys to it. The invite's open if you ever need anything. But I need to go. So you all have a very lovely day. She'll walk out and shut the door very quietly behind her.
Enyo, you also leave that kind of, I think, a little bit fixated on the way that Egil addressed you as the same kind of creature that she is.
Yeah, that's gonna sit
Yeah,
on
I
my
think
mind for a
just
while.
like heavy in your head is like broodkin.
Yeah, I found a new hyperfocus gamers.
I do also want to point out, Enya would have noticed that Galatea was even colder than Eagle.
Yeah, Galatea is like Aegle is cold as a corpse. Galatea is slightly warmer than the vacuum of space.
I feel like that's kind of like a weird norm for her, but also like wow, weird. No one's actually physically touched me in ages. That felt weird.
That felt bad.
That felt away.
Gamers,
But yeah,
I didn't like that.
Didn't Tara like pick Inyo up and carry
shit,
them?
didn't I completely
Yeah.
forgot in that moment. I
That
entirely
was
forgot.
that
but
was
also,
whole ass a thing. Yeah.
Also, I'm giving Tara a pass, but also I completely forgot about it in the moment. Tara gets a pass though, with singular pass. I completely forgot about that in the moment.
Yeah, I
to be
feel like
honest.
given the situation that happened, Enyo had some other things to worry about at that time.
But yeah, that's all. That's all. Unless anyone needs anything before my thing, I am finally heading back to probably a mildly concerned Evander who just lost track of me. All very much of a
Yes.
sudden.
Yes. Okay, and now we officially break out into, I'm actually gonna call for a quick break before I do this. But now we are actually going to start with proper downtime stuff. I do know that we have an arena fight in the works, so we can get to that in a moment. But for right now, we're going to take a quick 5. I'm going to hydrate myself. If you got to use the restroom, use the restroom. If you got to get a snack, go get a snack. And I will see everyone in a moment.
And then before the arena fight, I think Tara wants to talk to Leora before that.
We will see if we can make that happen. Well, rather, we will see if Tara can make that happen.
Right.
But I'll be back in a moment.
Alrighty.
You do a highlight there.
Highlight.
Highlight goes to your nose, typically.
That little bump there is supposed
Hello,
to be like the very
hello, hello.
Hi.
Yeah.
Welcome
Hi.
back, everybody.
Like
Thank you
this.
for
Hello.
sticking with us after our hiatus. Oh, Heron just
Yay.
got back. Perfect timing. We love it. We
I
love it.
have ice cream.
Give
Nice.
me some.
People will
No.
judge me for this. I have hot Cheetos and Lay's French onion dip.
Okay,
yes.
that actually sounds like it fucks.
It
Okay,
fucking
good.
slaps.
Good. Okay, good. Okay.
Honestly,
I'm with my people.
I was literally punching a speed bag while you were gone,
Nice.
Oh yeah.
so that I can prepare for the fight.
Good.
That's how I get into character, everybody.
Yeah,
is I
legitimately,
literally punch shit.
Because like you were asking me, how does one get an audience with the Empress?
Mhm.
And the entire time, I was
So I could
already
fucking
planning.
kill that
I was
bitch.
already planning the thing with Decima.
Good.
Yeah,
Because
like
I'm gonna fucking
I've had
murder
it. I've had
her.
it in my notes since the second you all left. Of like, Decima got demoted, and also planting a very interesting thing of like, sustainment can be revoked. Which up until now, I don't think anyone
Fucking
considered. But you can
No.
take away sustainment from somebody.
Wait. I have an idea. Is that what happened to Basileia?
No,
I don't think so.
Basilea's
Oh.
entire thing. And this is a little bit now that Heron knows about this, it makes even more sense how this happened.
But we could
Basileia,
undo what was done to her.
you can theoretically you can cure Basileia. But what I was gonna say is, what happened to Basileia is that she suffered a partial sustainment. So it wasn't finished. And while she was getting sustained, she got subjected to void corruption.
I, out of character, know why. Lysandra doesn't know yet, and it's driving me insane.
Yeah, you out of character know why, and also now Heron knows that there's been an allegiance with the void the entire time. Which makes sense now because of the sheer density of void shenaniganry that has been happening the whole time. But Abby knows why the void is here, but Lysandra doesn't know yet. But it's fun.
Wait.
Abby the
So
person
you
knows.
can DM me if you have an idea, and I'll just send you a nod or a shake head emote.
Okay.
Can you, I just want to make sure I give it to you accurately. Can you in DMs remind me what I told you?
Okay, this is my theory. No, this is a theory I have.
Oh. No, Vol cannot know about the void. Vol doesn't even live here.
Bull doesn't
will
go here.
Vol
Bull
doesn't
will know
go
about
here.
the void stuff when you see Lysandra again. Because she didn't have like the black markings when you last saw her. She was a completely albino snake.
I love that this is this emote is Sage Pouty Classic.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
because this is the current version of Sage Pouty.
I love that.
Babe, I sent it to you.
Yes. No, that's correct. Yep, exactly. Yep. Yep, that's correct. Okay. So. You all make it into the Empire, returning from a harrowing mission. Well, harrowing to an extent. Funnily enough, the mission that you were sent there to deal with is actually not what caused a majority of your problems. But that's just how this party goes a lot of the time.
Listen, we give each other stress by trying to help each other.
Yes, and I love it so much.
I'm so sorry, Enyo.
And
I'm so sorry,
It's
Heron.
okay.
Hey,
My
I'm gonna
favorite
say this
part
to
of
the
it-
I'm gonna say this to the audience.
Mhm.
Hey, babe.
Yeah.
Hey, babe. You
Mhm.
bitch. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I once again spammed the let me in cage emote for Lysandra.
I mean, yeah, it makes perfect sense why they came to the Empire in
Yeah.
the first place.
Yeah, I know. Let Lysandra know.
See, it's so funny. It's so funny. I'm gonna say this. This is why you don't incorporate random things you find into the bones of your society. This is why you don't do that. And that is all I will leave it at for now. So, continuing. One more, I think, excellent part of this this mission that you all went on and just returned home from, before we go into everybody separating from each other for downtime, is, I think, while there's been some moments before, this was the start of true cohesion in the group, which is great because of shit hitting the fan in a week.
Right?
You guys started
Family has
actually
been found.
acting like a group together, which is perfect, because now those bonds are going to be tested and strained. But for now,
Yay.
Tara, are
Mhm.
you asking Heron to take you to the Cathedral of the Sustaining Mother for audience with the Empress?
Nah, Tara's gonna use the orb.
Okay. Or the Midstone.
Yeah, no, the orb. at
Oh,
the
that's right,
house.
that's right.
The Leorb.
Yeah, the orb.
The Leorba.
The Leorba.
Ione said that she would get it fixed while we were gone for 2 weeks.
So, Lysandra and Tara, you both head back,
Followed by a little sad kid, probably.
followed
and
by a
Heron.
little sad Kipariso,
Followed by the cousins.
followed by the cousin. Yeah, and you all march through the streets of the city, and there's something a lot different about the way people are perceiving you.
I have my
Mhm.
cloak back on, by the way.
Okay, perfect. As you all are traveling, you are getting still some of the same weird looks, as you all are a very strange group of individuals. But as far as the populace is concerned, you all went on a dangerous mission outside of the Empire to deal with a threat so powerful that nobody told them what it is. And you
And then
all
came back
came
alive.
back triumphant.
Oh yeah, Tara is marching through the streets with the helmet in her hand, held up like a fucking victorious severed head.
But also, in between the Empire loyalists looking at you like celebrities for the job you supposedly did, you see some sad sights as you begin to head up to the Nobles District. You see people with paint on their houses and on signs. That say, bum, 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 the childish goddess and the silent sham and just other like distortions of titles and names of important what's the word I'm looking for, institutions, and Eurydian guards dressed in breastplates with like their helmets on, carrying mauls, slamming doors in and breaking windows, and throwing stones at protesters in the street, and making arrests. And all of those people have their eyes on Kipariso, even trying desperately to hide themselves under the cloak. And people are also like the protesters are looking at the drastic change Heron has just gone through and looking at him hopefully.
You know what this list hair on his head?
I mean, no, that's fair. Yeah, no, because I'm looking at the art, but I'm like, yeah, no, technically all you've done is gotten a haircut, so...
Less
also, less hair
Heron
on, god damn it.
Less
Good
Heron?
fun, good fun, good
Less
fun, good
Heron?
fun.
Okay.
But, like, I also imagine that Heron didn't put on, like ceremonial makeup or anything in the morning, or, like...
Yeah. For sure.
I mean,
So-
why would they?
Tara, upon seeing the way the guards are acting, Tara will like lower her stance, the hair on the back of her neck standing up. She's just like, I need to keep control. I need to keep control. Because Tara is like very close to ripping these motherfuckers to pieces.
She will
does
have a
not like
chance.
this.
She will have a chance in due time.
Oh, in the back of her head, if anybody is listening into thoughts, oh, one day I'm going to kill them fucking all.
Tara, you feel Dusk's tooth beginning to vibrate on your hip.
It's on her back. That's where
On
she
her
carries
back.
it.
Yeah. But like it just
She-
starts thrumming.
She'll like trace her fangs with her tongue and go, "Oh, I hear you, friend. I hear you, and you will have the blood you wish for. I promise."
And you all keep walking, getting into the noble's quarter, entering Lysandra's house. Dione smiles with aplomb as you all begin to walk in, and bows her head and says, "Welcome back, Oracle. Words of your deeds have already passed through the city."
Thank you, Dion. How is everything?
Quite swimming. You see, she says, there have been a few requests for prophecies while you were away. I took all of the information and you see that there's like a lockbox on the counter. She says, I filed them away, as I usually do whenever you are out of business for a time. And you see she gestures over to the corner where it usually is. The orb has been restored.
Lysandra, my love, how much do we pay her?
Damn, how much do I usually pay this one? I know Lysandra pays her well more than what she's supposed to.
Her regular rate, like as a house servant in the Empire, is like a silver a day.
May I have 10 of my gold pieces?
Yeah, I imagine you pay her a gold per day, but like 10 gold for a week is a lot. Is like a big bonus.
Oh, don't worry. I'm gonna send her on permanent vacation with the 21,000 gold we have.
Yeah,
So
technically,
Yeah,
gonna-
technically,
Tara's gonna give her like 100 gold out of
technically 3,000 of that gold
fine.
was supposed to go to Enyo, and then Enyo didn't
Yeah.
claim it. So you can give away a
Oh.
portion of that too.
Galatea also didn't claim her own because she can't carry it.
Yeah, you can't carry it.
Yeah, Tara's
Yeah,
gonna
no.
give 100 of her own to Dion, like from hand to
She
hand,
she starts crying instantly.
and just goes, Dion, as long as I have been in the Empire, you have made my stay here that much better. Thank you for your service.
You
And
see,
she'll pet Dion's head and then head on.
yeah, she like doesn't even have time to process or thank you, and you've already and she's just like blubbering and trying to like formulate words, and she's like, what? And you just keep walking.
I'm gonna give her a hug. And just like
She has the same react. She
it's
has the
gonna
same
be the
reaction as the good GM when flustered.
Yeah, and she takes it. Fuck you. She takes you in a big hug. And she's like trying to regain composure, and she's like taking deep breaths, and she's going, what did she do that for? I mean,
Tara is literally on her way to the orb.
thank you.
You have no need to thank me. You have done tremendously and deserve what I have given you. She will say over her shoulder.
And she like slowly recollects herself and says, "You were trying to ask me something, Oracle."
Oh no. I think Dara did everything that I was thinking of, but I do believe that appreciation and everything that you have gone through and you have done for me, for Tara, for keeping track of Typhon when he's being a rascal, and helping us deal with this little rascal. And she'll point to Kip. I don't know what kind of mess was left behind in our stay.
Me? Sorry. I was distracted. What, did you need something, Lysandra?
No, we're just saying thank you to Dion.
Oh, yeah, you're super helpful. Thanks. I'm gonna go, I think. I'll be back later, though.
Yeah. Lysandra would just nod her head. And then we'll tell Dion, we might have more guests staying over. So keep that in mind. And I believe the Fates have some ideas for you if you don't mind to listen to them later on.
You see, Dio nods and is like still wiping happy tears away. As you say, Oracle.
Lysandra, how does this thing work?
She will pat Dion on the shoulder and excuse herself and go towards Tara.
Tara, you slither over, placing
Tara
hand...
slithers over.
Sorry.
Whoa.
Lysandra,
My cat wife slithers now? Oh my goodness.
Lysandra, you motherfucker. You slither over to where Tara is standing. Place a hand upon the orb. And the, like, frosted, glassy, spherical body of the obsidian orb begins to change. It's almost like there's mist swelling inside the orb, and a very clear picture opens. And give me a D20. We're gonna make a straight up luck check.
Me or Abby?
Abby.
Ah, so close.
That's okay.
Well, it was a
15 still passes. So, it's funny. We rolled so many 15s today.
I know. I should stick with 15 and 13. Those are like the nice numbers.
So, 15 on the die. You catch Leora a good minute or so before she notices that you've basically like started calling her on the phone. And so like the picture, it's basically like somebody accidentally accepting a FaceTime, but then still doing regular business
Yeah.
before realizing that they're connected to somebody. And you see Leora turned away from the orb, talking to someone neither of you recognize. It is a woman with pale skin, long ears, bright burning red eyes, in a beautiful silken red gown, golden jewelry, and very short white hair that kind of has bangs that swoop off to the left side of her face. So they cover her left eye and like the side of her left cheek, but her right eye and cheek are open. She's in very gorgeous makeup. And Tara, you recognize the person standing behind her in the dark armor and the sallet helm and the scarf of religious text in like paper draped on either side of their shoulders.
Tara in the back of her mind, oh, I'm gonna fight that motherfucker one day.
Oh, it's the Kravan people.
Yes. And though you heard rumor she was in town or in the city, you never actually saw her. But I'm looking for her name. Ambassador Theodora of Kreven. Let me write it down.
Yes, please write it down. I do need this name.
Oh, I forgot she's also in like a long ponytail. Like short hair, very long ponytail, and covered in tattoos. And
Not
you see
witch tattoos, right? They're just like
yeah, just looks to be like very elegant, but very like bold tattoos that take up a large amount of her arms and her chest. Let me post her hero forge here. Ambassador Theodora of Kreven.
Oh, she's pretty.
She's pretty. Full-fledged vampire.
That's
and you see
Like that makes her any less hot.
Of course, no, it makes her
that
hotter.
just makes it hotter.
Yeah, honestly.
And she is carrying a golden hand mirror that has this sort of glossy greenish magic swirling in it. And she holds it casually out to her side as she's talking to the Empress. And you catch a small snippet of conversation. And you see she smiles and says, I do think that the Adrolon would be very interested in spectating some of this new magic, as you call it. And you see the Empress smiles and says, well, of course. Please, I would love for the Adrolon to make a personal visit at one point or another. In fact, and you see, she holds out her hand and says, I have described the magic to you in vivid detail, but I don't think I have given a proper demonstration of its might. So I would like to, if you are okay, offer said demonstration. You see the ambassador sort of shifts her weight onto her other leg and says, under what conditions? And you see the Empress smiles and says, I would like to offer a large array of different conditions. There are Colosseum matches that go on within the city that I think would be a very fair substitute. If you would like to, I could summon an initiate now for a demonstration. And she lists off a couple of other things, and Theodora says, the entire basis of this alliance between our nations does depend on the new magic, so I think an immediate demonstration of its potency would be the most advised course of action. And you see there's a little bit of a twinge in Leora's eyebrow as she is talked to in such a blasé manner by the ambassador. But she then nods and says, you know what? I think that is very doable. And she sends a sending out real quick. And you see an initiate of the order walk out bright-eyed. She is not a silent sister. She is a regular member of the Order of the Sustaining Mother, one of the novitiates. And she steps out with a grin and says, I heard your call, my lady. I am ready to serve you, my goddess. And you see Empress Leora smiles and turns and says, wonderful. Could you stand right there for me? And she points to a spot on the ground, and the novitiate walks over. And you see the Empress looks at her and says, or looks at the ambassador and says, observe. And you see she turns and holds out a hand, and you see void magic coil up her arm, and she fires it out at the novitiate, and it strikes her cold in the chest, and you see she stumbles back, very confused. She doesn't look immediately injured at all. It just hits her, and she stumbles back a bit and says, Empress, what was... And you see her breath catches in her throat, and she looks down, and kind of like when you saw Lysandra become void racked during the fight against the rogue phalanx. You see a pit of nothingness form in the chest of the novitiate, and she looks down crying and says, Empress? What? And you see it's growing larger and larger, and she says, what's happening to me? And you see the void hole in her chest grows bigger and bigger, and in a bright flash, you see her arms and legs and head get pulled inward into the pit in her stomach, and she implodes in on herself, and no trace of her is left. And Leora turns back and says, I think that should be sufficient evidence that I'm not talking bullshit. And even the ambassador is kind of wide-eyed, and she turns to look at the figure behind her, and looks back and says, I will have words with the Agilon at once. And she steps off screen. You hear the clacking of her heels against the flagstone. The armored figure follows behind. And the Empress turns and now notices Lysandra and smiles and sits down and says, Lysandra, you caught me at a good time. I just finished up with some business. How can I help you, O Oracle mine? First of all, I have to ask, how much stress is Lysandra taking?
I don't know if it's stress yet.
Okay, no worries. Does Tara take any stress? Because you also watched this happen.
She's more pissed than stressed.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, I think that is where Lysandra is, but it's like a silent anger.
Lysandra, you recognize that spell. I haven't finished the mechanics for it. That is a 9th level void magic spell called Implosion. And it does exactly as it sounds like it does. You open a portal to the void inside of somebody, and they suck themselves into it and disappear. It is a charisma saving throw to resist. And it banishes them immediately into the astral plane. So, like, that girl didn't immediately die, but is sitting in the astral plane alone with no way of getting back.
At this point, I am slightly glad that Leora thinks or mostly knows that I'm blind, so I couldn't see any of that, air quotes. Got a fancy new blindfold that lets me see it now. But I heard all of that, so it's like, ooh. She will clear her throat. And will say, just wanted to report to you, as you definitely know, that we have all made it back safely. And we will send forth she stops for a second and then just goes back on her word. And just cuts to the chase. It's like, I am just here to wonder if you would allow for your prisoner of war to talk to you through our usual telekinetic bond or conversation.
You see, Leora kind of tilts her eyebrow up a little bit. Seeing as how I got a report from Decima that it was Tara herself who brandishes the trophies from the fallen wraith, I do think she has earned an audience with me. You are